This morning for you on Daybreak, we're looking at different ways people can address racism in the Ozarks.
And a mask ordinance gets voted down in the city of Ozark. We'll have the details from the council meeting.
Also, class is back in session for Missouri State students. We'll talk about how they're handling the changes and more. It's all coming up for you here on Daybreak.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Today is Tuesday, August 18th. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
Joe Morano here with you, too. We talked about this yesterday. Colleges got to look real different for a lot of those students, and more colleges here will start up soon. Also, the schools around our areas are all going to start up. The high schools, elementary schools, and everything else.
Yeah, I think here in Springfield, the next week is when the high school starts. And they have a different schedule. They are 2 days in school and then at home, online, very different.
A lot of adjustment that's going to be needed. Hey, at least the weather's not too bad, right? Meteorologist Elisa Rapp is out there this morning with us, and we just keep saying things are nice out there, right?
Yes, very nice. And I think we need to give lots of credit to our teachers and students who are adjusting to those changes. I cannot imagine. I don't know how I would have handled it. Probably not well, So huge kudos to them for, taking these challenges head on,
Yeah, certainly not easy things to do here, and a lot of changes coming. But we'll be okay. We'll help guide them all through it, right?
Yeah.
Start your morning with us. That'll help you.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's starting out pretty, starting to see the sun come up a little bit. You've got a pretty sunrise in Springfield. It's pleasant again out there this morning with that temperature at 62 degrees, calm winds, and dew points in the upper 50s. So it's looking and feeling pretty good. We are clear and dry across the Ozarks, so clear sweeps on satellite and radar at 66 degrees in West Plains, 66 degrees in Branson, and 62 degrees in Springfield, with these dew points feeling pretty good in the upper 50s. So you've got greens on the Muggy meter map where it feels good out there this morning. Dry roads out there through the afternoon. I don't expect any weather hazards to slow you down. Just grab the sunglasses. At the pool, you'll find lots of sunshine. Temperatures a little bit cool though. In the lower 80s will be below average for this time of year. So cool sunshine today, pleasant overnight. You still have a sunny stretch in the 7-day where we'll find a warming trend and temperatures turning hotter. Details on that coming up in 10 minutes.
2 months ago, back on June 6th, Park Central Square in Springfield held 2,500 people trying to get across the message that everyone of all races should be treated equally.
That march and others nationwide stemmed from the death of George Floyd. Some U.S. cities are still seeing daily protests from groups who say systemic racism has to be addressed head on. Color
10 and Ozarks Fox tried to do just that. This morning, Nigel McDonald is in studio to tell us how.
Yeah, good morning, Joe and Jen. We invited several members of our community to look at ways to address racism in the Ozarks. Now, what you're about to see wasn't our first sit down with them, but it was one that revealed so much about what they call our baked-in biases.
My generation is just not as patient as the generations before us.
Tony Robinson leads Springfield's NAACP and wants to give the community a wake-up call.
I think the Black community is really plagued right now with a lot of grief and anger, and that's very much valid, and I feel like that's kind of where I am personally, and I've expressed that to the chief and other leaders.
The NAACP is meeting with Springfield police, demanding change in how suspects are detained, how often people of color are pulled over, and how police complaints are investigated.
It was created in 1999 by City Council as a means to basically offer an appeal process for people who filed complaints against police officers and didn't agree with the finding of the chief of police. So it's structured in that there are 5 members and they're appointed by City Council or the city manager and approved by City Council.
While this event got the nation's attention, these community members say you don't have to look only at the streets to see inequity. Dr. Ivania Garcia Pusateri works on diversity within the R12 district.
We see systemic racism in education when it comes to how are we teaching the history to our students? What are our students learning? Who do they see at the forefront of history and who do they see being left out?
And if you're not Black or brown, recognizing systemic racism can be murky. Springfield's city manager says we all have something to learn.
If we can't develop that perspective to understand why these things are of concern today to those that are affected, we'll never be in a position to properly judge them and really be able to work with them.
Sometimes when confronted with the realities of our society and the disparities that exist just by number, by data, that some people get overcome with white guilt, or the notion of white guilt, and will cry, and the attention becomes on them.
Dr. Leslie Anderson teaches at MSU. She says we have to be humble and receptive to what someone else's experiences might be.
White people particularly sometimes will get defensive, or sometimes not want to talk about it or change the subject.
And all agree the time for action is now.
Historically, I think we're at a very critical point in our history where people are saying we've waited long enough, when we really want to see substantive action, and we really want to see some historic things begin to change dramatically for the better.
Nyjah, as you worked on this story, what about the protesting itself? What do they have to say about different ways people do and can protest?
Yeah, well, Dr. Lyle Foster said that the manner in which people protest is different for everyone. Some people might go to the streets and shout and hold up signs. Others may do a silent protest, but he says that both are effective. Essentially, you do you with getting your message across.
All right, Nyjah, thank you. And Nyjah is working on another story for our series, so are all of our reporters here. You can join us tonight for Together We Heal on Color 10 News at 6, and then the panel discussion at 6:30. We'll also have a full hour on the panel on KRBK tonight, and that is from 7 until 8.
If you want the complete discussion, it is able to be viewed in its entirety over on ozarksfirst.com. Again, Nyjah, thank you for your story this morning. City leaders in Ozark voted down a mask ordinance for the town last night. The vote was 3-2 with one alderman abstaining. This is just about a month after Nixa, the other major city in Christian County, also voted down a similar bill.
If the school goes down, it would not be outside the realm of possibility, if the school has to close, to say that it could take the economy with administrators, custodial staff, bus drivers, bus tires. How many contracts does the school have that are only fulfilled if the school is in session? You will take millions of dollars out of this economy if the school has to close down.
Now, who you heard there was the ordinance's sponsor, Alderman Nathan Poston. The vote was delayed last week after hours of public comment in a special meeting. We spoke to an Ozark restaurant owner before that meeting who is against the ordinance. She says she'd lose money if this mask ordinance was passed.
Many people come in with masks, wear the mask, sit down, take it off, eat, put it on, and leave. We completely support people that want to wear masks 100%. We are just saying don't make us put a cook in a mask and put them over a 350-degree fryer or griddle for an 8 to 12-hour shift. It's not fair.
Mayor Rick Gardner also mentioned after the vote he would have voted against the bill and suggested aldermen draft up a better version of one.
College students went back to class at Missouri State University yesterday, and everyone is required to wear a mask. The only time students are allowed to not wear a mask is in their own dorm rooms or while eating in the dining hall. Dr. Cameron Wickham, Faculty Senate Chair, says there are seating charts fixed for all classes to help with any contact tracing if necessary. And Dr. Ryan Reed, Director for Access Program, says students have been cooperative in the safety procedures.
So far, I've seen everybody wearing masks, so it's been great.
That was a large concern of faculty, that they would have to be enforcing masks in the classroom, which, and unfortunately, it became such a political issue unnecessarily. But from what I've seen so far, I'm hopeful.
And hopefully every week it'll get a little bit better and things will go well this semester.
Faculty and staff members are also required to wear a mask unless they have their own private office.
Another area college is starting its move-in week as students at Evangel began to head onto campus. The university is staggering its opening of its 6 res halls for EU launch. New out-of-state students are arriving today, and returning students will move in on Wednesday and Thursday. Samantha Wheeler is helping those kids complete a saliva test as part of the check-in process.
Around campus, everyone has to get tested. It has seemed to be a really good thing so far. We haven't had anyone turn it down, which is really good too.
The first day of classes for Evangel start up on Friday.
We're looking at some dry roads in Springfield this morning. It is a comfortable start out there. We've got some temperatures that are pretty comfortable as well at 62 degrees right now in Springfield. Details on a warming trend coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.